Well, here with England captain Marlie Packer. It's nice having that ring to it, isn't it? When you're probably told you're going to play a supportive role to a new captain in Zoe Aldcroft, but actually the game's come around again where you're the one to take that armband.
Yeah, it is really nice. Got a lovely ring to it, but for me, it's just another opportunity. I just can't wait to get out there at the weekend and fulfil my role as Marlie Packer, the open side flanker, but then also to captain my team to another World Cup game is actually something very special. I think the first time I got an opportunity to captain my country was back in last World Cup in New Zealand against South Africa. So for me to get the opportunity again means so much more.
What did you make of round one, the 40,000? You were water girl duty, weren't you?
Yeah, it was sensational. The crowd was phenomenal. I think Sunderland in Northern Rugby really showed up, and all the supporters were just brilliant. I think for the match day 23, it was a very special moment to walk out with your home fans right behind you for the full 80 minutes. And hopefully we put a performance on that they really enjoyed. It was just so nice because from the moment we got on the bus and turned up at Sunderland to the moment we were getting back on the bus, there were fans screaming for us, wanting our autographs. So it's just really special and just shows how far the game's come on. And what we were just talking about 11 years from 2014 when there was just you and your tripod and following the Red Roses around, and we've got some superstars on the team, and honestly it just keeps heightening the game, raising the profile, and hopefully keep inspiring young boys, girls and anybody to pick up the ball, because that's what we're about. We want to just keep inspiring the future generations.
You're in there, you're captaining this side in that second World Cup game of this campaign. How close did it get, Marlie? I mean, sort of post Six Nations, those months in between, wondering, how close to this squad come World Cup time you would be?
Good question, Nick. I think for me, it was tough. Like, obviously, I had the conversation with Mitch just after Christmas that Zoe was going to take the reins and be captain this year, that he still wanted me as vice captain, so very much in the leadership group, very much a part of his wider plans. But you do get in your own head. He had quite an open, frank conversation with me where actually if I wasn't the starting seven, then he doesn't really see me on the bench. So again, that's another bit where you get in your own head, but you just need to keep your head down, keep trusting, believing in what you're doing. I think after Six Nations we had the off season and it just gave me some time to be me, and I came in for pre-season in the unknown, really. Like, would I make this squad? Would I be sat here now? And we got 3 weeks into pre-season and he sat me down, and like Mitch does, he reassures you, he makes you feel valued, a massive part of what his intentions are, where he is, and he told me back then that I would be captain for this game and captain for the Spain game. So I know it's been in his plans, and it actually really values me for the player I am, but also the person I am within the group. So I just needed to make sure I kept my head down, keep working hard. You never know what can happen in rugby, and I never truly thought I was going to this World Cup until the selection actually comes out and you had that final conversation with him. But I think that's just a little bit of like your own as a sports athlete. You never trust in what somebody says until it's like black and white in front of you, because otherwise you take your foot off the gas, and you can't take your foot off the gas here. Like, we've got a sensational back row here at the Red Roses, and I think it's product of the way the PWR is. The RFU's funded that, but then also, we've got a lot of young players coming through. If you look at Jade, she's been within the Red Roses 8 to 10 months now, and she's here and debuting this weekend at a home World Cup. And I just think every player will take their opportunity and maximise it. So you literally can't take your foot off of the metal, as my son would say on that one.
Excellent. And the rugby is very much a game for all shapes and sizes. It strikes me, Marlie Packer, that you have got leaner and leaner in this pre-season campaign. You are looking at pretty fierce fighting weight right now.
Yeah, no, I feel in a really good place with my weight. Obviously, sometimes you look back at a few photos of yourself and you didn't really know how big you got. And I wouldn't say I was fat or anything like that, but I was carrying a bit of weight. And some of it was good weight, some of it was bad weight. But actually over pre-season I did lose a bit of weight, both lean muscle mass and fat, and what I've managed to do is now over this pre-season is change that to lean muscle mass, which look, I'm really happy with. I feel in a really good place of where I'm at, and I just want to showcase that in every opportunity I get, whether that's out on the training field or this weekend coming. As my role on the pitch, more out with those wingers, I need to make sure that I'm in the hustle and bustle of the contact, but also that I can move and I can be agile and move when I need to move for those wingers.
You've known you were going to be captain for this game, facing Samoa then. A different challenge to the USA. How different?
I think it'd be different that actually we need to make sure we front up physically. I think that was still the same against USA, but watching Samoa and how they played, they are a very physical team. They like to keep the ball alive. So for us, it's actually making sure that we keep ball when we need it, play in the right areas, and just go about our business the way that we like to do as the Red Roses. We got asked the question in the press about celebrating your tries, and as you get later on to the game, is it about maybe not celebrating them so much because you don't know what the scoreline will be? But actually, for us, it is about celebrating every small win, because you don't know when the big moment's going to happen until it's happened, and that could be in the first 5 minutes or the last 5 minutes of the game. But every player's got a part to play, and whenever their moment is, we should celebrate it.
This campaign will roll on. It's going to be another sellout at Northampton. The Red Roses are getting used to this. Just finally, how are you feeling about what you're seeing going around you from the other teams who are dancing their way in and out of stadium alongside the wins that obviously the Red Roses fans are hoping you'll continue to notch up?
I just think it's, the players are enjoying what they're doing, and that's what rugby's about. It's that family atmosphere where it doesn't matter who you support, you're there to watch a good game of rugby. And this World Cup is enhancing that and putting a spotlight on these players, the teams that are turning up, and actually making this a really fun and enjoyable tournament to be a part of. We know that obviously the pool games, there's going to be lots of different score lines, because some of these players are not full-time athletes. They do it because they love playing rugby, but then you've also got teams that are full-time, but in the latter stages, that's when the score lines will become maybe a little bit more different, and it won't determine the standard you watch. You'll still see these players absolutely smash each other, and the skill set from fancy passes to the kicks to the way we do the line outs. Actually, there's so much skill on show. It's very exciting.
Certainly is. We wish you well at the weekend.
Thank you very much, Nick.